Hey guys, um, gosh, just back from my walk. Didn't get in the garden today, so I went out for a walk, and I met up with some of my neighbors, which is kind of the way I'm building community around here. As I walk up and down the roads, learning about the surroundings, the kinds of different weeds and trees, flowers, and but I also chat with the neighbors. I live in the mountains, and the roads are all dirt roads. So everybody's going slow, very twisty, windy. And it's a great way to slow down and say hello. Um, so yeah, I got talking with some neighbors just recently, actually on my birthday. I held what I called a meet and greet potluck bonfire. And because we have some new neighbors moving in, and not people are we're all hermits, and but we like to know who's around us. So so I invited everybody. I walked up and down to put notices in all the mailboxes. Um, and I had about 30 people show up, which is probably quite a bit actually for my little area around here. Um, so anyway, some of them I met up on the road. We get like one car every 20 minutes, um, and they really enjoyed the party and getting to know the neighbors. And we got talking about possibly setting up some kind of like a community bartering economy, or some kind of, just a community gifting economy, um, which Charles Eisenstein, I guess I talk about him a lot because he's got great ideas, talks about the gifting economy historically and ever potential. Um, so he suggested, possibly at the beginning of one of our driveways, we could put a couple of 4x4s and a bulletin with a little roof, like you see at national parks and stuff, and cork board in there, and people can post, I've got extra eggs. If anybody needs help, distributing, you know, vegetables this time of year, everything's coming in. We've got neighbors who are very new, who we're learning now does a lot of carpentry and mechanics, and I mean, all these good skills. And so, just trying to get everybody together. Who do you call if you break a pipe, or, your car won't start, or or your car goes over the hill. That happens around here. We've had a number of cars and buses go over. It is steep. We even had a school bus. School bus comes through here. Unbelievable. Everybody here knows what time the school bus comes through here because nobody wants to be on the road. Um, so we talked about this potential bulletin, where anybody in our region, I'd say maybe a 2-mile radius, there's a really good handful of people, new people and old timers. And so anybody who has maybe too much zucchini, post that up there, or just have a place to put your zucchini, where people can grab it coming through. Kind of like a free market, too many tomatoes, take what you want. So that's an idea simmering, and so I don't know how this is happening. This is not. I don't feel like I ever planned to kind of be, helping build community, but three three, 3+ years ago, my dearest neighbor got Lou Gehrig's disease, and when she was diagnosed, I said, you know what, we're going to go walking. That's what we're going to do. We're going to stay strong. And so we started walking every day. So she got me into walking, and she was very sociable. She was a great hostess, always throwing Christmas parties, and um, so anyway, she and I walked until she couldn't walk anymore, and I've continued walking. And just doing that, the neighbors are coming and going, and they stop. And when I was walking with her, she's really social. She's a little social butterfly, and she was always um, chatting it up with the neighbors. And I feel like I learned social skills from her. She was a wonderful woman. But we got to know the neighbors. She knew more neighbors than I did, because she was so social. So after she passed, I continued walking, and the neighbors would still stop and say hello and chat it up, um, and so that's kind of a sense of community right there. So I just decided, hey, everybody should meet each other. So I had a meet and greet bonfire potluck, and it was great. It was great. And now we want to kind of build on it, just let each other know what's available, what we can do. It's like getting to know your neighbors, good old days. We don't have to stop using the internet, and I mean, just be friendly. I think some people think, oh, we've got to go one way or the other. We're going to go either technology, or we're going to have to go back to, um, living without anything. I, I don't think so. I mean, I don't see that. I uh, I see a rather wonderful blending potential. Use what is helpful. I think if we're coming from the right place, and I know there's a lot of boogeymen out there, and just me doing this is you know, I got to deal with trolls and ouch, ouch. Uh, that's part of it, right? And we're feeding it too. We're feeding the whole energy, the attitude, uh, state of mind, emotional feelings. We're kind of creating the soup. Um, so yeah, community feels good, when you at least know who's around you, more or less, and sharing things and who needs a cup of sugar. It's nice. So community, I think what's happening in the world right now is I go on a little bit of a rant here. What's going on, I think, in the world these days is we have grown. Now, I believe I've read an article. If anybody has heard of this, just let me know and I will post it. Um, they did experiments with rats, and not talking about the rat park experience or experiment. This was a different kind of a thing. Gosh, what was the name of this experiment? Anyway, it can be replicated anytime. You take a large area, put a community of rats in there, reasonable number of rats, not too many. They've got lots of space. Um, and they, give them some stuff to build nests and all that. And they will just have a normal life, having babies and mating up and pairing. And, certain times the male will, be aggressive. But anyway, so as the community grows, you can see as it reaches capacity, the rats begin to get tense. A lot more fights break out. So behavior starts to change. Parents actually start eating their children, their babies. Males begin to try to have sex with males. The females eventually no longer have children. They don't want children. They stop. They pair or go off with other women. So behavior changes according to population, I guess, and stress. So we got to roll it back. We've got to build community because we have become well, homogenous is not bad, but we have to define ourselves. I think diversity is part of us. I mean, that's just us. It's not one over the other. It's us. So yeah, I think it would be important to get back into some sense of community. Doesn't matter color, size, shape, religion, whatever you want. It doesn't mean you have to live in a community no matter where you are. I mean, I don't know what community looks like. Let's get real here. Really, I don't know anything. There could be a million different types of communities, which there probably, well, that probably are probably 100 different kinds, at least, that I know of. You want to learn about community, go to IC, Intentional Community, IC.org. You can learn all about it's a directory of communities around the world. You can learn about different types, different ideas, different, hierarchies, if there are any, money systems. So, and they're all around the world. Probably hundreds of thousands of communities are out there. IC.org. So community is critical. When we're getting to maximum capacity, I don't know what's maximum capacity, but we're losing our sense of unit. Which is okay. It's a funny thing. Ram Dass said you have to be nobody before you can be somebody. And so I think what he's saying is just accept what's out there. I mean, we're different. There's a massive, there's definition, there's sharp edges, but this is part of being human on the earthly realm. So anyway, that leads us then into asking ourselves, where do I start? And there's no formula. There's no formula. There's nothing to do. If you go into a deeper influence, you go into attention and intention. What is your intention? Pay attention to that. Because intention is the quantum field, it's the waves. It's what we do. We create waves. So what kind of intention do you have regarding the subject of community? Just to forget about it? Okay. That's your intention. Be curious about it? Good. Good. That's planting seeds. I like that. Anyway, we're at time. So until tomorrow, stay creative.